or good morning, depending whereabouts you are in the world. It's nice to see a packed room. Okay, what I'd like to do is do some recognition straight off the bat. We've got two new powers this week. The first one is Ho Fu Wu, who did it in 4 days, and the next one is Shi Wei Wu, did it in 11 days, and they're both in Taiwan. Okay, let's do some housekeeping. If anyone can go on the hand, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. See where the hand is. If you could click the hand just so that I know that you can hear what I'm saying. Just make sure you can click it. Thanks, Diane. Thanks, Derek. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Okay, let's now move on to, I hope, judging by the responses we got from last week's webinar, you all got a massive benefit from what it's about. And I'm hoping everybody that's on the webinar this evening, you have applied for your pay card, your international pay card. Can you put your hand up if you have applied for your pay card? Okay, great. Yeah, good, good, good. Fantastic. Okay, because I've spoken to some people through the week and they said, oh, I didn't know how to pay, didn't know how to apply for my pay card. Well, how do you think you're going to earn your money? You know, they need to know where to send the money. So the money is going to go on your pay card. Okay, do not forget, this is a live webinar, and I will be asking and taking your questions live. Now, if you want to listen to last week's webinar, you can go on to Destination Diamond, and you can go on Resources. You see the Resources tab? If you click on the Resources tab, which I'm sure my operator will be doing so, then you've got Resources tab, then you got the training, which should be, no, it's not in there. It's on training, beg your pardon. It's not resources, it's on training. Click on the training tab. And then you've got last week's there, Simon Brookes Training 1. And this one will be Training 2. But obviously, if you're going to be one of these people that only watch it on the Destination Diamond, that means you're not going to be able to ask questions and get your questions answered. So that will not be a live event. Okay, so the most important thing is what we're needing to do is, if you look at this site, you've got photos. There's a picture of me and my wife, and then it will spin round and you get other pictures of Charles and Emily and their family. If you are a power distributor or above, you must send me, you must email me a picture of yourself. You see it Unplat there, there was Joe Sharman before, there's Sergey there, and there's Frazer there. So we need this jam-packed full of powers and above. So make sure that if you've got anybody in your organization, this will give them massive credibility. You need to get your picture posted on the team site straight away. So what I want to talk to you about briefly is you've got to be in the CIA. Let me just talk to you what that means. The C stands for contact. The I stands for invite, and the A stands for attend. Do not be Inspector Clouseau. I know we're the Shopping Sherlock, but what you need to always remember is contact, invite, and attend. When you're making your prospect list, you need to make sure you contact that prospect, invite them to listen to one of these webinars or one of the Destination Diamond Steps 1s or 2s, and then get them to attend it. And the way you can guarantee to find out if they have attended is the follow-up. Do not forget, the fortune is in the follow-up. With this business, you need to be making sure that you are unstoppable. People keep saying to me, Simon, how come you never stop? How come you do this 24/7? Why? Because I see the big picture. I always, in this industry, as you well know, I've been nearly doing it for nearly 25 years. When you look at this business, when you first look at it, imagine a multi-story block of flats, and you're looking at it from the ground floor. Hopefully, somebody, whether it's your sponsor, whether it's me, will take you by the hand, take you in the lift, take you to the top penthouse, and show you the view from the penthouse. That's where you see the bigger picture. That's why I've become unstoppable. That's why I never, ever, ever stop. it was quite interesting. I was doing I do about, I don't know, 9 to 14 three ways a day, and this is all on Skype. So you need to make sure that you register, get yourself on Skype. And I was doing this this three-way on Skype, and this prospect turned around and said, I do feel like a small fish in a big pond. But, he said, I've got a big rod, and I love fishing for sharks and marlin. I said, what a great statement. I said, people like that, that's got that attitude, that's going to go out there and they're going to fish for big fish. Whether you get big fish, go for big fish, but if you get small fish, they make up the numbers. But big fish can make it work. What you need to do, folks, on this site that you're seeing here, Destination Diamond, a stack of you have not explored this site. You're going to need to spend about an hour to 2 hours looking at this site, and you need to educate all of your team to explore on this site. Let's just go through it right from the beginning. You've got the presentations. You've got it in English, US. You've got it in Russian. You have it in Hungarian. You've got it in Danish. And then you've got resources. Resources have got loads of other bits and pieces on, which is the video tutorials, how to install and use the Sherlock. Click to see some great saving stories, how to check installations and activity. You know, there's steps and steps and steps there. You need to spend time on this site going through it. Then you got the leaders, then you got training, then you got contact us. It is crucial that you save destinationdiamond.co.uk into your favorites, and you need to be looking at this site once a day because it changes frequently. Do not think it's one site and it's one site all the time, it's going to be the same all the time. It changes. It's like fruit. Fruit gets ripe. When fruit gets ripe, then you can choose to eat it. If you don't do anything with it, guess what happens? It rots. And that's like your website. If you don't view it, you don't look at it, your website will rot. Your business has got the chance of rotting. So be careful. You need to explore this site every single day. See, many people work on their business. But do you know something? Working on your business is great, but it's like everybody needs an opportunity because there's so many people that are unemployed. There's so many lack of jobs. So our business, all the time we're in a recession and the economy worldwide is in a massive recession, people will want our business. So you need to make sure that you marry with the business. You need to get involved and marry it. Most people spend more time arranging their wedding than arranging their marriage, spending time on their marriage. You know, we can all get busy arranging their weddings, sorting out the cake, sorting out the invites and everything else. But that's not what a marriage is about. A marriage is about getting a relationship built and working on it. And that's the same as this business. You folk need to marry the business, marry the opportunity. And as I've always said, if you cut my veins, blood doesn't come out, Shopping Sherlock does. The opportunity for me is huge, absolutely huge. You know, I'm going to ask this question. I need a hands up. If you think a successful person never procrastinates, put your hands up. If you think a successful person never procrastinates, put your hands up. Okay, I see a lot of hands going up. Okay, guess what? They do. Everybody procrastinates, but let me give you a successful reason. The difference with a successful person and why they procrastinate is because they know the difference of what they need to put off. A successful person knows what to put off. Everybody procrastinates, but the difference is they know when to do something and when not to do something, or when to put it off and do it later. Okay, now what I'd like to do is I'd like to answer for you a few questions. Let's take some questions from the floor. I'm going to hand you over to Frazer Brookes, and Frazer will, if you type in your questions, which is in the search bar, sorry, in the box underneath, and then we can answer any questions. Frazer, have we got any questions?
Yeah, just waiting for one. Yeah, here we go. How does a person build a list when they first started? What's your best advice to get your list built for when you first join?
Okay, great question. How do you build your list? How do you get your prospects? Well, getting your prospects, the easiest way and the cheapest way is by making a list of everybody you know. That'll be your address list, your birthday card list, your wedding list, your contact list, your school friends list, every single person. Then people might turn and say, yeah, but I don't know many people. Well, guess what? Take the yellow pages and write the alphabet. Start with A. Who do you know in A? It could be an architect. It could be anybody else beginning with A. B for builder. B for butler. Do you know any butlers? C for chemist. Do you know anybody that works in a chemist? And you go through the alphabet and you make a list of every single person that you know. Or what I tend to say is think about how old you are. Let's say if you're 29 or you're 39 or you're 49 or 59. Let's say you've got a massive big birthday that's going to be coming up next year. And this is what I'm going to say to you. Okay, let's say you're 39 and it's going to be your 40th. And I'm going to say to you, okay, John, this is going to be your 40th birthday. This is what I'm going to do. You can invite, let's say you have to invite 250 people to your birthday party. But this is what I'm going to do. Choose a country where you'd like to have it. So let's say Monaco, okay? Choose a 5-star resort in Monaco, and that's what I'm going to pay for. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 cabaret acts. Give me 2 of your top best singers and 1 comedian. So, okay, you go through those people. Now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to supply you a free bar and free food. I'm also going to fly all your contacts around the world in first-class travel. But here's the qualification. If you get 249 to your birthday party, you pay. If you get 250, I'll pay. So let me ask you the question. Who are you going to invite? You'll invite the tramp on the bench in the park. You'll invite anybody that's got a body temperature 98 degrees and can breathe. You'll invite everybody. So how do you build a prospect list? Speak to everybody. Give an example. Every single Sunday morning, we take our dog for a walk down the beach. We live 500 yards from the beach. So we're walking the dog, and I bump into a contact that we've known for some time. We used to buy dog food from him. We don't now because we get it on the Sherlock, because we get it cheaper. But I said to him, I said, what are you doing these days? Are you still doing dog food? Are you still doing pet foods? He said, no. He said, I now got a Twitter account, and I had 6,500 leads, email leads. He said, and I sold those, and it's now I'm doing another business, and I'm doing a different business. I said, oh, I might have a good fit for you. I might have an opportunity that might be right up your street. I said, give me your phone number, and I'll email you some details. I'll contact you and get your email details. So we both got our mobile phones out. I gave him my mobile number. He then called me, so I stored his number. I came home. The next day, I texted him and said, Chris, give me your email address. I'm going to send you details on my opportunity. So he sent me his email. I sent him all the details, and he's now looking at it, and he's going through steps 1 and 2, and he sounds very excited. So I prospect anybody that has a body temperature and a body temperature 98 degrees and breathes. Anybody has red blood, I will talk to them about the opportunity. After this presentation, I'm going back to a friend's house who's got their daughter's 21st party. And I've already been prospecting people before this webinar started, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to finish speaking to prospects at that event. Okay, now, what I don't do is I don't become a pain in the backside. I don't be turning around saying to everybody, but don't forget, you see, we're not selling people a product. We're offering people a way of saving time and money. So that's the level that I go down. I say, look, I'm involved in a business, and it's about a web application. Do you shop online? And people normally turn around and say, well, yeah. Or if they turn around and say, no, I don't. I haven't got a computer. Oh, okay, have a great life. Bye. Because you can't really do much with people like that. But guess what? If they don't have a computer, they will know somebody that will. So don't totally dismiss them, but you might want to dismiss them from what you want to do. Okay, next question.
Okay, someone's just asked, do you ever get scared of failure or rejection?
Okay, do I ever get scared of rejection? No. See, I have like a rhinoceros skin. Now, the difference is you can try and pierce my skin, but you got no chance. The difference between a rhinoceros is a rhinoceros doesn't fit through the hole. A rhinoceros makes the hole. Do I get scared of rejection? Never. Guess what? The more no's I go through, the closer I am to a yes. So I look for no's. Give you an example. Let's say we live very, very close to the beach. Let's say if there was 1 million pebbles on the beach, and underneath one pebble, there was 5 million pounds. Ask yourself a question. How many pebbles would you turn over to try and find the 5 million pounds? You'd turn them all over. Well, that's exactly the same as prospecting with this business. See, the trouble is, too many people have stopped prospecting. Big mistake. You might think that, oh, well, I've just sponsored somebody. I don't need to prospect anybody now for this month. Wrong. I look to sponsor at least one person every single week without fail. So if I go on a month's holiday, I know I've got to sponsor 5 people when I get back. Never, ever, ever stop. Why would you want to stop? Why would you want to limit your income? Next question.
Yeah, someone's just asked, why should I stay on AutoShip?
That's a really good question. Okay, well, obviously the obvious one is if you stay on AutoShip, then when you earn royalties and commissions, you pick them all up. But that's not the most ulterior reason. If you're not on AutoShip, you can't give away free genies, so you can't build your business. And what genies you've given away, you can't earn click income, you can't earn usage income. So you need to be on AutoShip. But here's the secret, and this is what I don't understand with people. Being on AutoShip is $34.95. All that you have to have is 8 people one side, 8 people the other side. 16 people in total. If you say 8 people, that's going to be 4 cycles. 4 cycles at $10 is $40. Oh, I'm sorry, you've made profit. You haven't broken even, you've made profit. You ask me this question. How many businesses can you get involved with and be in profit more or less day one or month one? A nigh on impossibility. So yeah, real simple. And I tell you now, if you don't think you can be on, if you don't think you can get 8 people one side and 8 people the other side, then should you be involved in this business? I'm not too sure. I'm not turning around saying to you, resign. No, don't do that. It'd be crazy. But you need to be on AutoShip to make sure that you can give away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Sherlocks. Next question.
Yeah, someone's just asked, are prospects directed to any video after they've submitted the landing page form on the My Shopping Sherlock video?
Yeah, when they go on the My Shopping Sherlock video, that whoever has given them that link, they're directed to their link. So when they go onto their link and they fill in their details, that gets emailed straight to the distributor who passed on that link. So that's totally identified with the distributor that's given them the original link. Next question.
Yeah, Robert has just asked, how do you respond to the high cost of the license?
Sorry, I didn't understand it. Say that clearly. How do I respond to what?
How would you respond to the high cost of a license? As you join the distributor fee.
Okay, I wish the license, instead of being $249, was $2,490. $249. I tell you now, that in English money, that's like equivalent to about £150. It's not dear. That is not an investment. When you think that somebody, let's say they've got a computer and they want the program Word, W-O-R-D, that's going to cost them £100 alone to get the word CD. They can only put that disc to 3 computers. You're paying $249 once for the license to give away to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of users. Where's the expense in that? I tell you now, in some parts of the world, you could spend $249 on a bottle of wine, let alone on a really good weekend or holiday or whatever. $249, guys, is not a lot of money. The next question.
Alan's just said that he thinks the compensation plan is second to none. Do you feel the same way, and why?
Okay, well, the interesting thing is, being 25 years in this industry, I've yet to see a compensation plan that is as rewarding as this company. We pay out a massive, massive amount of money. I think it's about 57% or 60%, whereas there's a lot of other companies out there that pay out 25 and 30% of their plan. So, but you see, the secret and the sexy part of it is where you get check match. Now, check match won't mean much to anyone unless they are, let's say, global or above. But check match, when you're a global, and there's several globals on this call now, they will be picking up 20% of their team's check. Now, that is dynamite. You take myself, I'm a diamond, so I get 30% on people that are not globals. But let's say if I've got an army of globals, I get 10% through their entire organization. That is big money, folks. Big, big money. It's like, I know in this industry that I've heard and seen people making $500,000 a year in their binary income. And their check match, they've earned in addition to $4.5 million extra a year. So don't underrate check match. Check match is huge, absolutely huge. Next question.
So someone's just asked, why should I get my team and myself to join simonbrooks.info?
Okay, well, that's a classic one. You'll notice everybody around the world, I don't know if everybody that's listening to this webinar is in my team, but there was a webinar that was out on last Saturday that the company did, where the only way you have heard that and seen what the owner said would have been if you was on simonbrooks.info. So if you're not on simonbrooks.info, if you haven't got a clue what I'm saying, then you need to just jot this down real quick. In actual fact, can you click on Contact Us or simonbrooks.info on this site? Must be somewhere there, Frazer. Yeah, sign up for. Okay, on this site it says sign up for a free newsletter. There you go. And that's what it is. simonbrooks.info. You've got all my phone numbers and everything else. The benefit with this, and this is what I've noticed, I've had call after call after call after call, email after email after email, is where people have signed up and joined this and their uplines have dropped out and their upline have dropped out. And the thing is, if that's the case, they get no support, no help. Whereas if they sign up, if they join, don't forget, this is free. There's no charge for this. And I normally send out at least one email a day, sometimes 2 or 3, but one email a day, and it keeps you up to date with what's happening the fastest possible way. If people say, oh, well, I'm not going to get my people to join simonbrooks.info, then you are suicidal, absolutely suicidal. You need to make sure you step up and you man up and you understand that you need to get your team. This does all the hard work for you. It saves you. A lot of people turn around and say, oh yeah, but if I've signed up for it, then when I get the email, I can pass it on to other people. Wrong. That's the bad way. You need to teach your organization to be independent, not dependent. Don't get them to be dependent on you. Because what happens if you go out and have let's say, a 2-week holiday or 3-week holiday, and I've sent out, let's say, 12 messages, then that means your team, because you didn't ask them to join, they haven't signed up, so they wouldn't have got the information. And some of that information could be quite critical and crucial. It is catastrophic that you have to get your team to join or register on simonbrooks.info. That makes so much sense. Next question.
Okay, someone in Australia must be about 5:30 in the morning over there. They've just asked, do you use the Sherlock capture page and when do you use it?
Yeah, I do. I use the Sherlock capture page in my email. I use a prospecting email, and with that, I tend to put all the links into my email. But at the bottom of my email, I'll put, if you find that this opportunity is not for you, don't worry, but please install the application to make savings, even if you think the opportunity is not for you. So, definitely, definitely, definitely. This capture page is awesome because they put in their name, they put in their email address, and they put in their phone number. What a great system. And you get this free. This is free with your package, with your websites. Unbelievable. Next question.
Okay, someone's just asked, what's the difference between Shopping Sherlock and a franchise?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, let's explore, because you need this. If a prospect is saying to you, oh, well, what about a friend? Is it like a franchise? Or I'm looking at a franchise. And I'm going to tell you what I said to somebody regarding a franchise. A franchise is where you part with thousands of pounds of your hard-earned money for somebody else's idea. You have a small territory to work to, and then what happens is you have to pay the company a royalty on what you turn over. What happens with our program? Our program is you don't invest thousands and thousands of your hard-earned money. You invest, if you can class it as an investment, $249 one-off. You have no products cluttering up your flat or your garage or whatever. You have none of that. Your area is the world. And you don't pay them a royalty, they pay you a royalty. So really, it's like taking a franchise and turning it upside down. Now, do you think that sounds better? I do. I tell you now, I've had a lot of prospects turn and say, in the way you put that, that makes it sound so much better. Anyway, next question.
Okay, Joe in Birmingham has just said, do you recommend holding separate trainings for your own team or just plug them into this training and the corporate training?
No, I do not do separate trainings for my own team because everybody is more or less in the organization is in my team. See, I'm a great believer in using systems. I try not to make it hard work. I have to make sure that I enjoy what I'm doing. And if I find it easy and refreshing, that's the path I'm going to go down. Okay, so I will always make sure I get all my distributors and well, not prospect, distributors listening to this webinar, getting them onto this webinar. And if they turn and say, oh, I can't make it, well, I tell you now, even if you've got open heart surgery, cancel it. It's more important that you get onto this webinar. I know you heard me say that last week, but that's how I think of it. It's that fundamental. Now, do I do counseling with my personally sponsored distributors? Yeah. And how do I do that? Do I call them individually? No. Let me tell you now, I've sponsored now nearly 100 people personally. So let me ask you a question. Is it easier for me to keep in contact with 100 or for 100 to contact me? 100 to contact me. Why? Because a lot of those 100 won't see it like I do. Am I going to go around trying to model, coddle them, putting kitten gloves on, saying, oh, well, let's see if I can make it work for you? No. We'll never do that ever, ever, ever. No, if they want to do it, then they've got to step up to the plate and they've got to contact me. Next question.
Okay, someone in America has just asked, how is marketing different in USA, UK, and the Philippines?
Okay, how is marketing? Do you mean marketing the opportunity or marketing the application?
Let's go with both.
Okay, I think you mean both, but I don't know if anybody heard you. I didn't hear you say that. Anyway, marketing's no different. As I said before, I think I said last week, there's only two things that every single person on this planet has got in common. Number one is sex. Number two is money. We can't promote sex, although some people try, but we can promote money. And I'm a great believer in going down the road of money, 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 money. So in prospecting and marketing, A lot of people turn around and say, oh, are you into squeeze pages? Are you into doing this? No, no, I just about know how to switch a computer on. I don't understand the mechanics of the internet. I don't understand how it works. I'm an old school networker. I'm old school in the basis of I like to speak to people verbally. That's what I do. That's how I do it. So on the basis of it, is there any difference in America to UK to Asia? No. All I do know is if you're speaking to anybody in Asia, people in Asia will not get involved in an opportunity unless it's multi-level marketing. And this is the reason why. Because they turn around and say there's not enough money in it. Their culture is so referral based, because when they get involved in something, I was talking to somebody today, and he turned around and said, yeah, my wife's from, she's she's from Thailand, and she has 2,000 family members. I said, 2,000? He said, yep. I said, wow. He said, yeah, the culture in Asia is when somebody gets hold of something good, they want to recommend it to all of their family. So the only way that they can make a lot of money in this industry is if it's in multi-level marketing. And I think in a lot of cases, that's the same around the world. Now, some places, like the UK, might have a stigma attached to it and say, oh, multi-level marketing, I don't want to do things like that. So that's why pyramid selling. Well, so what? So what? Everything's a pyramid, whether it be a church, whether it be your sports club, whatever. Next question.
Do you have to be a techie to be successful in this business?
100% yes. Okay. Everybody that's on this call that knows of me personally, they know that I haven't got a clue. You know, as I said before, I know about how to switch on a computer. That's about it. I struggle even to get onto this webinar. I've got a 24-year-old remote control son, and he has to help me a massive amount, and I'd be lost without him. And I make no bones about that. But yeah, to be techie, no, I'm not techie at all. But again, the difference with me is I've got a passion and a belief that I know it's going to succeed and it's going to work. And what excites me the most is that we've got the right captain at the helm that's going to be building this opportunity and building this company to be $1 billion company. Could you imagine everybody that's on this webinar right now, and even if you're listening to a recording of this webinar in the months to come, to think that you are looking at this early days, and this could be potentially a multi-billion-dollar opportunity, and you are in the right place at the right time. But you see, a lot of people turn around and say, yeah, well, as long as you stay around the flagpole, then you're going to make a fortune. Wrong, wrong. Don't buy into that. You don't need to hang around the flagpole. You have to dance around the flagpole. If you just stand there, then it'll just wash over you, and it will not make you a penny. You have to at least speak to somebody. Now, while we're on that subject, what I just want to say to you is that you'll listen to this, and we've got a full room, a full house. A lot of you are waiting to see what things are going to happen. Don't make that mistake. You need to prospect. A lot of you are thinking, oh, well, yeah, I don't need prospect because I'm sure it's going to happen and everything else and all the rest of it. Wrong, 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 wrong. Make a list. Make a prospect list. And if you need to three-way me into any of your prospects, here's a deal that I'm going to say to you. If any one of you gets hold of a prospect that you put through steps 1 and 2, but you think they're on your chicken list, and let me explain what a chicken list is. A chicken list is somebody that you're frightened to talk to because it's, you're chicken. So if that's the case, then get them on Skype, make sure that you have me on Skype, and three-way them with me. Because my opinion is, unless they've heard it from me, they haven't heard it. And a lot of people might say, wow, that's so conceited. Wow, that is so bad. But guess what, folks? It's true. I don't mind being honest. I know that if that's the case, if you got somebody you think, wow, this is a bit of a player, or this person's been in network marketing before, the best person that could speak to this person would be Simon, then please, 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 while we're in build mode, three-way them with me. Okay, next question.
Okay, Joseph in Southampton has just asked, do you advise like a physical meeting?
Say that again. I didn't hear that.
Joseph in Southampton just asked if you would advise like a hotel meeting.
Okay, we used to do hotel meetings, but let me give you the disadvantages and the advantages. The disadvantages are that you've got to pay room hire. So what do you do? Do you bear the cost of that? If that's the case, you're going to be poor very, very quickly. Or you charge people entrance fee, which you can do, and that's what we do. But that would only be successful if you're going to get several people attend. We don't use hotel meetings now. It's like today, we could have set this up as a Super Sunday or Super Saturday. We could have pulled everybody from all around the country that's going to be on an event or at an event. But that wouldn't be fair for the people in South Africa, wouldn't be fair for the people in America or in Australia or around the world, would it? So they wouldn't be able to attend it. So this is the best business model to use for training. So when I ask you a question, the benefit is, ask yourself this question: how much did you pay to come onto this training? Guess what? Free. And we like free in the Sherlock. We love free. So, you know, this is a really, really cost-effective way of doing it. And you can get to ask your questions and you can hear the answers, and everybody else can. Next question.
Yeah, that's all of them tonight.
Okay, folks, well, what I'd like to do is give you some homework once again. If every single one of you could just send me an email with just one sentence on what you enjoyed the most regarding this training, that would be fantastic. Then I can compile it over a 24-hour period and send it out. But what we need to do is we need to make sure that not just you go on to the webinar next Tuesday, you get your team. Now, what you could do is you could build an event around that. You could actually say, well, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite half a dozen people around my house, and I'm going to get everybody around the computer, and we can all make our questions, and we can all take notes, and you turn it into an event. But also, what you can make sure you do is recruit prospects before and get them. Imagine through this week, if you use prospecting people and get them on to steps 1 and 2 of the webinar, then turn around and say, what I'd like to do, let's say these are local people, is I'd like you to come around to my house because I've got a training session on Tuesday evening. Now they're going to be thinking, you're going to be doing the training. Guess what? You're not. You let me do it. But what we're going to be doing in the future ones is I'm going to be doing interviews. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to be having our owner, Michael Weeder, on the webinar, and I'll be asking him questions and interviewing Michael. Then it will be top other globals that will be doing questions and answers and everything else. So folks, we will be developing this training, but you need to be thinking of more questions, okay? Any questions that we haven't heard of before, then please make sure that you can ask those questions. Folks, my time's up. Thanks for yours. And I hope you enjoyed listening to this evening's webinar. And do not forget your homework and send me a one sentence on what you like the most about this. I can hear my Blackberries going off left, right, and center now. So you're sending them in straight away. Have a great night, and I'll speak to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.